Hey y'all, it's me Cody. Welcome to the CodiKnits podcast. This is episode number 61. I'm Cody. I'm coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia, and I have just finished a 1.5 mile run. It took me 18 minutes. What does that mean? It means that I'm very out of shape. But it was a beautiful day, and I needed to get out of the apartment for a little bit and go for a run. If you hear strange noises in the background, it's because I am washing laundry. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And Diamond is kind of running around chewing on some stuff. But today is Sunday, October the something, 20-something, I think. And you can find me on Ravelry as CodiKnits. I have a Ravelry podcast group called CodiKnits Podcast, and here on YouTube, CodiKnits Podcast. And you can find me on Instagram, is where I'm most active, as Cody_knits, and Cody is spelled with an I. I want to say thank you for all the lovely comments recently, all the love you guys always show me. It's greatly appreciated. This is probably going to be a shorter episode, but I wanted to at least come and show you some stuff. So I got my washer, just a life update. I got my washer and dryer finally. They don't exactly fit, but they fit good enough. Problem I was having is the closet that the washer and dryer fit into is supposed to be, well, it's only like 22 inches deep. And the people here at the apartment complex kept telling me, no, you can get a normal size washer and dryer. Well, no, you can't, because normal size is like 27 inches, and they wouldn't fit. They'd fit like this way, but not this way. So I found some on Amazon, Electrolux. They're really nice, but then I had issues. I've never hooked up a washer and dryer before. So the washer was, the hooking up the hoses and stuff, that's pretty self-explanatory, and the drainage thing, but the issue I had with that is it had these big plugs in the back to keep the barrel from moving while it's being transported and stuff. And it had, I swear, like screw bolts in them that big. And I definitely got some blisters trying to get those off. I've done a little bit of doctoring, so I've kind of glued the skin down. I don't know if you can really see, but I had 2 blisters and they hurt. But I kind of glued the skin down because it hurt whenever, that gets exposed. But I did it. Then the dryer is a weird dryer. It doesn't have like a slinky hose that goes and blows the stuff outside or whatever. And it blows something out the front, some kind of air, but it's like I think it's called a ventless dryer. But what happens is at the top, there's a bucket kind of thing that collects the extra moisture. I mean, it does heat up and stuff because the things get hot, and they take a little bit longer, but I don't know. So, that wasn't bad, but with the dryer, I had to do something I'd never done before, and that was it needed the power cord hooked up. So I had to buy all this stuff. I bought the wrong one because the thing in the wall has 4 things, and the one I bought only had 3. So I had to take it back and buy a different one. And then you have to it has like these 4 wires, and they have to be like unscrewed, and you screw them on and put them and all this stuff. And I was so scared I was going to blow something up, but I didn't. I did like manly man stuff. I am not a fan of doing that kind of stuff. I am not a mechanical person. But I'm proud I did it. And what did I do? I did what most men do not like to do, and I read the directions. It's amazing what that can do. And then it all worked out in the end. My hand was a little sore, but it all worked out. And it's nice because I've spent the weekend doing all the laundry. So, last night I went out. My doctor invited me. The doctor I work with. If I say my doctor, it's usually the doctor that I work under or work with. But she invited me to this thing, and at my job we have this fundraising charity organization called Fight with Friends or something like that. And basically what it does is they raise money to help patients who are undergoing treatment with some extra things, like to pay some of their bills, gas money. The car payment keeps coming, the mortgage keeps coming, you still got to buy groceries and food. Just because you get cancer doesn't mean that the world stops. And the car note people, they don't care that you have cancer and can't work and sick. So, unfortunately, here in America, you also are receiving a lot of bills, and some of the treatments that we provide can cost $10,000 a treatment or more. We have a lot of, financial aid kind of support programs, but not everyone qualifies for those, and they have limited funds too, so it's hard. And it makes me sad because I feel like someone's going through, cancer treatment, and they're having to worry about losing their house or their car or their kid needing to be in college and not being able to help with that. And so anyway, my doctor bought a table at this dinner that was hosted, and she invited me to come. She had an extra ticket, and it was a really nice time. Everyone got all dressed up, and there was an auction, and they had to have raised just in the auction over like $15,000. I couldn't even bid on anything because the starting bids most things were what I make in a month. So, but it was fun to watch. And that was nice last night. And then today I just have been doing laundry, cleaning. I'm still trying to get my apartment to feel more like home. It's taking some time, but it's getting there. Just doing a little bit at a time. But yeah. Anyway, my job, I still love it. It's great. I really, really like it. So, anyway, let's get into some knitting. That's what this is all about, right? So, I do have a little bit to show you. So, let's start with the Waiting for Rain shawl. I've been working on this a little bit this morning, too. And I think the last time I showed it to you, it's kind of hard because it's crunched up on the needles. But I think I had just finished the lace section here. And I am 4 rows away from doing the next lace section. And I've stopped because I think that I want to go ahead and pull this darker blue and do, have a couple of garter ridges in this blue before and after the lace section. I think that'll look good. Hey, Diamond. Hello. Say hello to your fans. Oh, my baby. Sure is. She smells really good because I took her to have a bath yesterday. Yeah. I found a rabies vaccination certificate thing, so I was able to take her to PetSmart and get a good bath. I give her baths, but they do a better job. And they clip her nails and brush her teeth and spoil her rotten, don't they? Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah. She was grumpy this morning. I was trying to give her kisses and she started growling at me. Rude. But now she wants to cuddle, now that I'm doing this. Here, go. Go on. So, she likes to play fetch. So anyway, I'm really enjoying this. I'm housing it in this bag that I got from the Fuzzy Goat Retreat. Oh my god, that was so much fun. And the yarn is So Happy Jane, and it's in the bouncy fingering. The colorway is Small Town Girl, and it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It's a 2-ply fingering weight yarn. So that's the main color. Oh, look at those colors. Sorry if the lighting's bad. It's another kind of gray day. But oh, it's so soft. And I'm knitting this for the doctor I work with, and I really want to give it to her, but I think because it's so close to Christmas, I'm going to hold off and give it to her for Christmas. And then this is the other color. It's like dark blues. It's got some purple in there. But it goes really, really well together because this picks up on some of those purples, and there's some little purple spots, and but I just thought it went really well together. So, and that one is the same, So Happy Jane, right? Yeah, So Happy Jane. It's SEW Happy Jane. And this colorway is Turn It Up. Turn It Up. And it is, again, the 75-25% bouncy fingering base. So I've been enjoying that, and it's one I've not been actually knitting on it like multiple rows at a time. If I've been picking it up, and I haven't really knit a whole lot actually, but I've been picking it up, and like when I come home from work, I'll knit two rows on it, so that's like a garter bump or whatever, and then get ready for bed or whatever. But it's getting a little bit. But I was thinking about doing some striping in it, but I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do all the lace sections in this darker blue, and then I'm going to, like I said, on the next section, I'm going to do like a couple garter rows before and after the lace section in this blue, and then at the very end, the very bottom, if there's some kind of like a edge or border, whatever the edge, I'm going to have it like an inch or so of the darker blue to kind of tie it all together. So I'm really enjoying that. Oh, I'm knitting on ChowGoo needles. This is size 4mm or US 6. These are fixed because I had to buy them at the knitting retreat that I went on, because silly me didn't bring my needles. Kind of hard to knit without needles, even though I already had a whole interchangeable set. But you can never have too many ChowGoo needles. I really want those likey, is it likey or needles. They're like driftwood. They're beautiful. And I hear they're really nice, so I really want them. The other thing I worked on is my sock. And I just put the heel into this yesterday. So I did a contrasting heel. It's a Fish Lips Kiss. I think before I just had a little bit of the heel, so I finished this and put the heel in. I had a little bit of the cuff and some of the leg, and so here we go. I really like the colors. And the yarn is West Yorkshire Spinner Signature 4-ply, and it's the pheasant colorway. It's a 75% wool, 25% nylon, and it contains 35% blue-faced Leicester. And, isn't this cute? You hear my dryer and washing machine sing to me. That's so much better than that wah noise. Although that wah noise really gets your attention. It'll stop in a minute if that's bothering you. So, it's in a bag that I made. So, that's been that. That's been my vanilla knitting. Also, I've worked on quite a bit is my scrappy sock yarn blanket. And I finished a row. And I'll show it to you now. So there's these. These you may have seen already. I don't think you've seen these ones with the stitch markers on them. This one reminds me of one of those ice cream, like firecracker popsicle things that the ice cream truck used to bring. This one. Oh, there we go. That's what that color is. I love this. I love that color blue. So, I finished that and I wove in all the ends. No, you're not laying on this and getting your hair all in it. You know, just because it's a blanket doesn't mean you have to lay under it. No, there's 3 blankets over there for you to lay on. Go on. You're not laying on this because it's going in the bag. Anyway, except for the ones on the ends here, I've woven in all the ends for the past 3 rows. Or 2 rows, whatever, how many it was. So it took me a couple hours to do that. I was watching something on TV. I don't watch TV very often. I finally got internet, like I said, so I've been watching some more, podcasts and stuff. I feel like I'm so behind, but it is what it is. So I'm kind of not. I've decided I'm not going to try to play catch up. I'm just going to pick up wherever comes out next because I won't ever get caught up. I'm busy, and that's a good thing for me. So I just don't have as much time. And I wish I could be one of those people. Excuse me. Ugh. I'm trying to stretch my leg out because it went to sleep and she wouldn't move. She wouldn't move. I know y'all can't see her. There's her little nose. So I've been working on one more thing. Dan and Kay are doing a kind of a toy along, and I decided I would finally. You guys have seen this pattern before because it came in a little, like a knit crate or one of them subscriptions, and they're doing a toy along, and I need to double check and see if crochet toys count. But if it does, then I'm going to enter it into that. But this is what I'm crocheting. Oh, and I didn't realize when I was knitting it that this is basically like sock yarn. So this is how much I've done. It's like 14 rows. You start with here and you work your way out, and it's a gradient set. So it starts with this one. I don't know if that helps or not, but there's a glare. But anyway, it starts with that one. Then it goes into this, which those look very, very similar, but this has a little bit more blue and some purples and speckles in it than this one. And then it goes into this one that's a lot more blue, still has the purples. Then you go into this one that's getting a little more gray like that purple grape looking. And then this one is a lot more purples. It's a little gradient set. So basically the body of this is a little over 100 rows, and I have 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna do 25 rows in each color and to do the gradient. And I think it's gonna look adorable. And then the little fin and everything. So it's so cute. The kit came with another, like a shawl you could knit with the gradient, and the stuff to stuff it and the stuff to make the, so I had to make it. I think it even has the eyeballs. But it's, this is the hook. Look how tiny. It's a 2 to 2.75 millimeter. This is a, I think it's a Knit Picks. Knitter's Pride. Hook. I got it at a local yarn store in Cumming. She went and got under a blanket because I put the other one up. But anyway, so I have this little stitch marker here. It's a little toy soldier. No, it's a not a it's a British. Are they called Bobby? What are those? The guys that stand guard in front of the palace. They wear the hat, and they don't smile or nothing. Anyway, and so I put it on the last stitch of every round because, you know, it has certain increases and stuff, and it's a spiral, so it doesn't stay in the same spot because you're crocheting in the round. It does like a spiral. It's not, and you know, but it kind of looks like a star, like a starfish or something. But anyway, it's a good and tight gauge, which is what it needs to be for a stuffy. So yeah, so I'm doing that just a little bit at a time. It kind of makes my wrist hurt, so I can't do too many rows at a time, but I'm planning to put that in the knit along that the Bakery Bears are doing. If I gotta double check and see if they let you do crochet, but I think they do. This is my Birdie and Pop It bag, and I love it. I show it all the time, and I love these little sheep, especially the black sheep. I love the black sheep. That's all I've been knitting. I do got a couple of new things that I wanted to show you. When I sit that close, it makes me look like I have no hair. And yes, I do have a very pointed widow's peak, but it's also getting more peaky. Sorry, it just came on and told me that my battery's running low. So Kirby got me something, which is really cute. What is it, you may ask? It's a stitch marker holder. So it's just fabric and it has a little foam base, and then it twists closed and put your stitch markers in there and they don't fall out. So I thought that was cute. Then Kirby asked me to go to her to this 31 party, and I'd never heard of 31 or didn't even know what it was, but she's like, just come and there's food and you can bring your knitting. Well, if I can bring my knitting, I'm most likely going to show up. And Kirby was there. So anyway, I saw some cute things and what they do with them, and I was like, these are perfect knitting bags. So I had to order, and I ordered something from, well, I'll show you. So this is one thing I ordered. It's this bag. And you can see it has the pockets. You can get your name and stuff put on it, but I didn't really want to. So it's pockets. And this is what I got my mom this, but I got her name put on it, but it's in fun colors. but it zips up on the top, but it has this opening on the side. So if you're knitting, you can still pull your knitting from here. And then it's pretty spacious on the inside. That's the bottom. But I also got this one because I showed this as a pretty good knitting bag, and it doesn't zip up here, but on the inside, sorry, this might help. You can see there's all kinds of pockets in the inside on both sides, and then but these parts, the sides do have pockets on both sides, and I just thought they were cute and support the lady. And it's kind of like, if you spill something on it, you can wipe it off pretty easy. But anyway, I thought this was perfect to fit right inside of here. And then you have even more pockets. So you can put the stuff on the inside here and here. And then you can, put your patterns and stuff, whatever you want. And then you can also have your other stuff here. And I just thought this would be perfect for a project bag. So I treated myself to that. And I got my mom just the one on the outside. Because she likes to keep things like that. I don't know. She will use it. I know that. But yeah, that's all I really have to show you. Sorry I look such a mess, and I really need to shave because it itches, and I really need to go finish the laundry and figure out what I want to do for dinner. I have made my bed today and I got most of the laundry done. So anyway, I want to do some knitting, so I'm gonna go. And well, I was gonna tell you guys something. I can't remember. Anyway, I do have a quick little prescription for you, as it is October, November. This is tis the season for flu, and it's absolutely miserable to have the flu, and I highly recommend that you get the flu shot. And please don't send me messages saying every time I get the flu shot I get the flu. I hear that enough. I'm not telling you that you don't, but most of the time it does make you a little bit blah. When I get it, we have to get them because I work with cancer patients, but it makes my arm sore, and it does give me a headache and make me feel blah. But I just think that's your body saying, let me make antibodies so you don't get the real flu, at least whatever strand that was in the vaccine. But it can, make you feel kind of yucky. But it's a dead virus, so it shouldn't give you the flu. It doesn't scientifically work out that way. Have you already been exposed to the flu or something like that? Or is it a different strain? That's a whole nother story. But anyway, I do recommend that you get the flu, especially if you are someone who is immunocompromised, or if you have respiratory issues, because the flu affects the respiratory system mostly, and it can make it very hard to breathe. Babies, young children, and our elderly population are at most risk for having complications for the flu. Healthy individuals such as you and I, or most of you and I, we just feel bad for a few days, and we may need some cuddles and a little bit of support, but it usually doesn't wind us up in the hospital. If you do get the flu, what my recommendation is, if you think you have the flu, is to go to urgent care or to see your doctor like the first day you think you have the flu, because there is a medication called I just forgot the name of it. There's a medicine that it doesn't cure the flu, but it can decrease the length and severity of it. And the earlier you start taking that medicine, the quicker it works. It is an antiviral. What is the name of that? I keep thinking Theraflu, but that's not. That's some liquid thing that you can drink to help with symptoms. But anyway, and stay hydrated when you have the flu, because it's miserable. But the other thing for that is wash your hands frequently and thoroughly, and try not to touch your face and your eyes and stuff like that. But that's it. That's my prescription from nurse practitioner Cody. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I'll probably see you in a couple of weeks to give me time to have stuff to actually show you. Again, I stay pretty active on Instagram, so you can keep up with me there if you have an Instagram. And remember, we are getting close to the 1,000 subscriber mark, and I'm going to have a big giveaway with that, and I'm super excited. If you have something you want to donate to that, just send me a message and let me know. And don't feel obligated, because I'm doing this for you guys, so I want to give back to you. But I've had a couple people mention to me that they would like to do that. So if you would, just I am open to that. Just send me a message and let me know. And then and I'll start that giveaway as soon as I get to the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Also, I know I said I was going to go, but I forgot to do all this stuff at the beginning. I am going to do I think I did this last year, but I will open up a thread on Ravelry pretty soon, and it's going to be I'll do a giveaway, and it will be because it's that time of the year where we do Christmas and holiday knitting. And so what you can do is, if you knit something, and you can have as many entries as you want. It can be small, it can be large, it doesn't matter. You can post a picture and just kind of say, maybe put something in there like why, who you're knitting it for, if you want. You don't have to do that if you think they'll see it. But you can just say it's for a secret person. And then just put like why you chose to knit that. And then after probably the new year, I will draw for winners of that, and pick some and send out some prizes to people, because we always are knitting for other people. And I just thought it'd be, I like to give back to all of you. I am still looking. This is the last thing. I'm still looking for someone to donate some yarn to, who may have lost their stash in the hurricane or even the fires or anything like that going on. So if you know someone, please let me know. And I've been doing a little bit of research, and there are some places, but I would really like to if it's someone if there's one of my viewers or something like that that's close to someone, I would really like to do it for those people, and give back that way. So I have a pretty good bit of stuff to send, and so let me know. Anyway, I hope you're all well. I hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks. Stay happy. It's finally feeling like fall out, so that makes me happy. Remember what I said about flu, and just take care of yourself, wash your hands, and I will see you next time. Bye.